Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin and this is where I show you all my sewing stuff. So today, trying out a little bit of a new filming situation, hoping these windows aren't too bad for the lighting and all that, but it's just the way it has to be today. So I have my rack here. I'm going to show you all the Seamwork things I have made that I still currently have in my closet. But first, I'm going to show you all the Seamwork things I've made for other people in my life and chat a little bit more about that. And then at the end of the video, we're going to talk more about Seamwork. I made a video a little over a year ago, about Seamwork itself and what it is. Do I like it? Am I going to continue using it? I did use it for the past year. I've made several garments. But we're going to talk about if I'm going to continue using it for the upcoming year, and if so, why, and if not, why not. So I have used 5 different Seamwork patterns to make things for loved ones. The first thing I made was a jacket for my husband. He still wears it. It's a patchwork denim, black denim jacket. I used the Seamwork Jessie and the Seamwork Albion patterns for that. I kind of mashed them together. Turned out okay. That was maybe more of a learning experience in terms of like patchwork denim, maybe what not to do there. And then just a few fitting things. I don't know, he still wears it. I would like to recreate him something like that maybe is a little bit more polished, I guess. I also used the Seamwork Jill pattern. This is a kind of an open coat pattern, but I used it for a house coat for my grandmother. Unfortunately, I don't believe I have any footage of this. It was a Christmas gift, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. And I don't know, not really much to say about that. I used a blanket that I purchased at Walmart to make this, and it turned out really cozy. I think the fabric choice was a bit much, but other than that, I think it was good. Also for Christmas of 2021, I used the PacSun sweatshirt pattern for our elderly neighbor. He's a bachelor, so I thought I would make him a nice sweater to wear, a nice gray sweater. Again, I don't think I have a photo of this. I've never seen him wear it, so I don't know, maybe he like reserves it for special occasions, or he doesn't like it, or it doesn't fit. I don't know. He's never said anything, but this is a nice raglan style sweatshirt pattern, and I think it's good for anybody. And then I recently shared that I made the Milo for my grandmother. This one I do have footage of, and I used some fabric that I won from Minerva, and it turned out really, really good. And I think I'll probably end up making this pattern for myself at some point in the future. Now, of the 22 Seamwork patterns that I have made, 9 of them did not stay in my closet. So let's go through which ones those are. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Nolan pants. Now I believe this was the second Seamwork pattern that I was ever tried, and the sizes for Seamwork I fit into, I think it puts me in like a 16 or even an 18, and that's what I made for these Nolan pants, and they were way too big. I have tried to take them in. They were actually shorts. I made the Nolan shorts, and they're still a work in progress. I'm still trying to get them to fit right. I'm hoping for this summer I can wear them. But the Nolan is kind of a classic straight leg pair of pants, high-waisted. They have an option for the button fly or for a zip fly. I made them in a pair of this green wool denim. I really love this fabric, so I really want to get these to work. Maybe put some different buttons on them, I'm not exactly sure, but that's kind of on my project list, is to get these fitting me nice. I like the way I did the cuff on the bottom. They just don't fit, they're just too big. So that's kind of my main issue with Seamwork, is that, and I find this with most patterns, is the size that my measurements put me in, and I have measured several times and with several measuring tapes, the sizes that I'm put into is not the sizes that fit me. So for Seamwork, I'm actually about a 12, and that's kind of where I just sit. I kind of just look at the finished measurements at this point and then make muslins. But the Nolan pants, right now they are not in my closet because they need to be altered. I have made a Seamwork Camden cape. Now this one, I don't know. I don't know if capes just aren't my thing, if it was just too much on my smaller frame, if it was the color that wasn't working for me. I don't know what it was. I did get compliments the couple times I wore this out in public. However, I ultimately decided to part with it because I don't know, it just wasn't something that I was reaching for. I also find it kind of unpractical, I guess, with not being able to have my hands free. You know, you can't really drive in it, things like that. So I didn't really have a lot of opportunity to wear it. And if it's going to be taking up space in my closet, it's going to have to be useful. So I did part with this one. I made this out of some felted wool from Blackbird Fabrics, and it was, I cut the wool with pinking shears and then I overlapped them, and I really, really liked the way that that looked. However, again, I just didn't wear it, so that one was gone. Sticking with kind of overcoat type things, I made the chip moto jacket. I thought this turned out beautifully. I really enjoyed kind of the style of it and creating it. It was a lot of fun to just try some different techniques and make something not so simple. And it looked great. However, it wasn't my colors, so I did end up parting with it. I used some continuous zipper tape, and that kind of didn't really work that well, or the zipper pull thing didn't really work that well. So yeah, I ended up parting with it, and I think I would probably make another one in the future, but maybe in a different color scheme. Next, we will talk about a couple pairs of leggings, and I did a video on these, I think comparing the 3 different leggings patterns at the time. So there was the Shelly, the Manila, and the Aries. So the Aries I made in this like bright blue kind of aqua-y color with the purple mesh, and while they served their purpose, I did not shorten them at the right place, so they just, I don't know, they kept falling down. They were also kind of big in the waist. They weren't the right color, and I don't really wear leggings, so those ones were gone. And then for the Manila, I really like this pattern. It's super cute with the little bows on the bottom. I think this pattern actually might have been retired. I can't remember for sure, but again, I shortened it at the wrong spot, or I shortened it too much, I think, something like that. So it was like too tight at the calf, and it just, yeah, they just kept falling down. So these ones ended up getting, actually, I think I cut these ones into shorts, biker shorts. I believe that's what happened to these. I'm pretty sure these are now biker shorts. I've also made the Seamwork Jenna skirt. This is it's a super cute pattern. It's a gathered skirt with a waistband, and it's got pockets, and I made it in this really fun linen, kind of a turquoisey color. And I just didn't wear it because gathered skirts, I have learned, are not my thing. They are not flattering on my body type. They don't make me feel good, and I just feel too bulky. So that I actually have put into my scraps drawer, and I've used it a couple times to cut things out, and I can't think of on what, but I know that's what it's been repurposed somehow. Seamwork Ace. This is a fitted turtleneck, mock neck, long sleeve shirt. I made this in some mustard yellow jersey fabric. Love the pattern. Actually, I think if I'm remembering right, the sleeve was big and then I took it in. I can't remember if that was that pattern or not, but ultimately it was just the color. The mustard yellow is not good for me, so I believe I passed that one on. And now that I think of it, I should probably make another version of that. And my most recent make, that is no longer in my closet, is the Hawthorn. So I made this a few months ago, January maybe, and it's gotta go. I think it's the masculine thing, guys. I think just the stripe is just too overpowering, or maybe I should have, I don't know. I think it's the stripe, to be honest. And that paired with the little bit of the collar just isn't really my thing. But I do like the silhouette of this pattern, so I'm going to try and play around with it, I think, and do something different for that collar, just to make it a little bit more my style. So maybe I do a facing instead, and it has the buttons down and the peplum. Also, the peplum kind of hit in a funny spot, so yeah, that one had to go. Finally, I'm going to mention the Reno swim top, and technically it's still in my closet. However, it is going to be retired. It was just way too big. I did make muslins, but I don't know, something just was off, so I ended up having to like take in darts, and it fits, but it's in a color that's not flattering to me. I don't enjoy wearing it, so it will be passed on once I can make myself some new swimsuits to replace it. And then we are left with these. So these are all the Seamwork pieces that are still in my wardrobe, 12 of them. So we're going to just start at the back. I think I have them organized kind of roughly from oldest to newest. So I believe it was the first Seamwork pattern I made was the Seamwork bow. So the bow is a drop sleeve dolman style shirt, and it has these cuffs on it. I've made 4 of these actually. One was for a pattern test, but it was made of like scratchy wool, so that's gone. This one is a really lightweight linen or linen blend. I think I got this from the thrift store, so it's I don't know the content, but it is not exactly my colors, you know, the black, but I do wear it once in a while. I had a pair of matching shorts, Palisade shorts to this, but I did part with those and just kept the top, and it's cropped. I think there might be 2 lengths of the bow. I could be mistaken on that, but this was my first bow top. Again, I do enjoy wearing it. I tuck it in, do a little half tuck in the front, and it's really cozy, especially in the summertime. And then I think this was my second bow top, and this was for, they were running like a challenge kind of thing on the Seamwork website, community situation, and it was to hack a pattern. It might have been hack the bow top, and I decided to add seams down the front and the back, and I opened those up, and then I top stitched them down, the seam allowances down, and then on the cuff I actually made a ruffle. So this is probably the one I've been wearing the most lately. I find it really springy. I made this in actually a cotton, quilting cotton, so it's a little bit more sturdier and I guess warmer. So yeah, I wear this again the same way, just tucked into a high-waisted pair of pants or jeans. Nice and easy, kind of that oversized loose look that I like. And then this is the same pattern but in a washed linen from Blackbird Fabrics in this pretty pink color, and I do wear this frequently as well. This pattern has a bound neckline, and I made these quite a while ago, so they are starting to kind of fray around there just because I apparently didn't do them perfectly, but that doesn't bother me. I'm going to continue to wear them because I really enjoy them. These linen ones are just, they're just so casual, and I love that. Next up is the ginger skirt. I don't think I can pick a favorite, but this would be up there. This, I have actually, I don't think I have worn this out in the real world. So there's a few different, there's a few views for this pattern, and I chose the one with the scallop here in the center. I think it is just so classy and pretty. This skirt has a center front seam, it has a waistband, and then on the back there is a center back seam with an invisible zip. So this is a fitted skirt. I think I have put this zip in 3 or 4 different times. The first one I put in was an upcycled zipper, and why would I check to see if it worked? It didn't work. So I think I put a different one in, also didn't work, or I may have broken that one, and then this one is good now. So the reason I haven't worn it is because it's tight on me. When I made it, I probably should have gone a size larger. I also don't really have a lot of places to wear it. I made it out of a wool, and this is a boiled wool, I think it's called. And it's beautiful. I love, love, love this. Maybe not exactly in my color palette, but I think it's okay on the bottom. And I'm hoping that by this fall or winter, I can wear it more. I think it would look really cute with a pair of tights and just a basic top tucked in to showcase this pretty detail here. That's kind of the feature of this pattern. So that one has survived, even though I technically never really worn it. Next up, this one, and these are getting retired. These are the Shelley leggings, and they have served their purpose. Again, I'm not really a leggings person, but I have worn these quite a lot. They have a waistband that kind of dips down to this V in the back, which I really like. And the main reason they're getting retired is because they've ripped a lot, and I just don't think it's worth fixing them. The fabric is also kind of worn and stained, and it's just time for me to part with them. So that means I will have 0 pairs of leggings in my wardrobe. I do have a pair of under long underwear that will kind of take the place of this, because I really just wear these in the winter under other clothes if I need an extra thermal layer. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up making another pair. I don't have fabric right now to make a pair of leggings, so I would have to purchase some. So that would be maybe like a fall winter project. The other thing about this pattern is it has a gusset in the center, which I found really comfortable. I don't know that it's the best one out there. It goes kind of down to the knee on both legs. The Helen's Closet leggings, I've heard, Avery leggings, I've heard really, really good things about that, and they have a gusset in them. So I don't know, maybe I would try those instead. Bye. Then we're going to discuss the Seamwork Joe dress. Oh, I love this dress. I love, love, love this fabric. Not really in my color palette. The dress isn't really a great style for me, but I can't part with it, and I don't know why. I have worn it out a few times. It has the high collar, the Mandarin style collar. I love the buttons. This fabric I think I bought from Simplify, and I just think it's so, so pretty. But it does have, you know, kind of the mustards and more of the muted colors. This pink is a cool pink. It's really not great for me. And it has the dolman sleeve, which I'm not crazy about. The gathered waist is okay because it's elasticated, and then this isn't excess fabric. But again, I just don't really wear it. So I'm gonna have to see this spring and fall and summer if I end up wearing it, or if there's any alterations I can make to it. Otherwise, if I don't wear it by winter, I think I'm going to have to part with it. Maybe I have a friend who really wants it. Let me know in the comments. It is beautiful. Then I've made the Seamwork Ruth dress, and you have seen this a few times. Originally it was white, so I made it out of linen, woven linen fabric from Sheer Perfection, and white, I wasn't really wearing it. So then I decided to over dye it with avocado. So it turned out more pinkish, and I guess that's a little bit better for me. I do wear it, I do enjoy wearing it. I think it's a nice silhouette for me. Honestly, I think it's the collar that gets me. That's not super my thing, and I've kind of been discovering that the last few months. If you've watched a lot of my videos, maybe you've realized that. It also has the drop shoulder, which I find just gives me so much extra bulk under here that I don't need, and it seems just kind of uncomfortable. But other than that, I do love the dress. It has nice darts in the waist, on the front and the back, and this waist seam. And I did add in a tie on the inside to keep it closed better. And they do have another dress, wrap dress, kind of in the same style, but without the lapel. So I think I'm going to maybe try that instead and see. But this one is going to stay in my wardrobe because I do wear it once in a while. And this fabric, oh my gosh, I haven't even mentioned this. The fabric was from Sheer Perfection, but it was a plain white linen, and I potato stamped this. So I made these birds, cut them into a potato, and then stamped it with just regular craft paints, and I have a whole video on that. It was a really fun project, so also a reason that I can't really part with this right now. And the last dress I have made is the Seamwork Benning. This gets a ton of wear. This is a double gauze, cotton double gauze from Sheer Perfection Fabrics. Also a drop sleeve. I don't know, Seamwork just loves their drop sleeves. And it has pockets. It is long. It has one long tier and then one shorter tier. Can you even see that? It has a V neck that I like. This is large on me, probably 2 sizes. I think if I was to size down 1 or 2 sizes, it would be a better fit because the neck is gapey and it always falls back, and I'm always constantly adjusting it. Sorry, it falls forward and I'm constantly adjusting it back. It does look better when I pair a belt with it, however, that's just fussy. So I wear this a lot in the summertime, just like around the house or in the yard, when I want to be comfortable and, you know, not wear a bra and that kind of thing. It does have the chest darts as well, and yeah, I don't know, it gets a lot of wear. My husband does not like it. I've also made the Bud Shacket. I made this pretty close to when it first came out, and I I don't wear it. I wear it once in a while, but I find that it's just maybe a bit masculine for me, and maybe the hem isn't right. I don't know. But the right thing, it doesn't look so bad, but to be honest, most of the time I don't wear it. It has these fun square pockets and you access them from the side. I cut those on the bias. This is another reason I don't wear it, is because I made it in a wool, this was upcycled fabric. Can't remember if I got this at the thrift store or if it was from my grandma's stash, but it is a bit scratchy, so I really should only wear it with a long sleeve shirt. It's okay if I don't, but it does get kind of scratchy, and I don't know, it turned out beautifully and I have no reason not to keep it if I'm wearing it. I did put the hook on the inside, it's supposed to be on the outside, but that's okay, I don't mind it, to hang it up like that. And I used some fun little just classic blue buttons. The hem is kind of a curved hem. I do enjoy this pattern. I did shorten it quite a bit because I didn't want a long shacket like the ones that were in style. This is kind of my version, like an overcoat type thing. So I don't know, maybe I should try kind of wearing it buttoned up and tucked in, more like a shirt. Honestly, I think it's just the masculinity of it and the kind of the dark colors. They are in my color palette. It's navy and this bright red and a yellow, but I don't know, something about it I just don't wear it all the time. Then I used the Seamwork Natalie pattern to create these two shirts. You guys have probably seen them a lot if you've watched a number of my videos. This one I wear more often. It's lighter fabric. This was actually a upcycled sheet, cotton sheet. And this was the first one I made. Was it the first one? I think it was the first one. And I think, maybe it was this one. I did a full bicep adjustment video. Maybe I made them both at the same time. And this one I ended up using the ease in the sleeve to create these little inverse pleats. So that's kind of a cute feature of this one. You don't really notice them when I'm wearing it, but they are there. And yeah, I originally made them to be worn open, but to be honest, I wear it more closed as an actual shirt. And I think it's fun. I think it's a great spring and summer piece with the fun colors, and it does get everybody talking because it sounds like everybody had a set of these sheets. And this one I made from, it's like a soft cotton twill, but very, very light cotton twill. And it's kind of this, I think of it as like a Cattleman's brand, these different symbols on here. And so that's kind of unique. I should wear this more. Maybe because it's a light color, I'm scared I'm gonna stain it or something, I don't know. But this is kind of where I realized that collars just maybe aren't really my thing. I do like these two shirts. They do have the bust dart in them. There is a bit of shaping. They are kind of cropped. They fit me well. I do enjoy wearing them. So I kind of just deal with the collar thing. But I think if I had a version that had some variation of the collar, I would probably reach for them more. And then my most recent make, and quite possibly my most favorite, is the Seamwork Emmy. I love this thing. I love the fabric I chose. I love the cut of the shirt, the seam lines. I love this elastic detail. I love the front V. It's supposed to have hook and eyes, but I didn't have any. I thought I did, so I've just stitched it up by hand in between for now. So when I get some hook and eyes, I will stitch those in. I had these tassels in my stash and they are perfect. This fabric I got from Minerva, I actually won it. It's a viscose challis, and I don't know, I couldn't love this more. I've been wearing it quite a bit. I followed the directions. I love the sleeve. It has like a longer part in the back and then you elasticate it. It's just so comfortable, it's so easy, it fits me really nice, so it's not like gaping open at my chest. I just really like it. I didn't make any alterations to it. It will be featured more in my April makes video, but I had to include it because it is a Seamwork pattern. So yeah. Oh, and I used my industrial to sew this up. So that was really fun too, and special to think of my grandma while I was making this. So that all being said, me raving about my love of these patterns, am I keeping Seamwork? No, I canceled it. I canceled Seamwork. So a month ago when I made that subscription video, it really got me thinking that I don't need Seamwork, and I always felt like I was defaulting to Seamwork patterns because I was paying for them, even though I wasn't. I had actually earned last year free through referrals, but it kind of blocked me from seeing other patterns. And even though I was doing a spending freeze on patterns last year, I'm not this year. And if I want to buy a new pattern, I should be able to. I shouldn't just be using Seamwork. And honestly, their patterns are nice, but they're not like so awesome, and I love them and I have to have every single one. I don't really have a designer that I feel that way about. So I did let it go. Kind of the biggest reason is because they stopped their referral program, and I didn't have any knowledge of that. So if I wouldn't have actually gone in to look for that video, I wouldn't have known that, and I would have been charged for the full year. So luckily I did that, but if I would have gotten it for free, I would have kept it, obviously, but I just couldn't justify the cost. I know it's not a lot, but for me it was more about what it meant to be tied down to that, I guess. And I didn't really use any of the other resources. I didn't connect on the community, so I was just going there for when I needed it, and kind of like a booty call. And I decided to let it go. So before I did that, I went through every single pattern and I decided which ones I wanted to maybe try one day, and I downloaded them, and then I canceled Seamwork. And then I get an email saying, sorry to see you go, you can still access any patterns in your library at any time. Well, that would have saved me an hour of work, but whatever. That's what I get for trying to be cheap, I guess. And yeah, so I'm not saying I'll never join again in the future. I'm just saying, or never purchase their patterns one-off. I'm just saying that it was time for me to leave Seamwork. So yeah, I don't miss it so far, but I haven't been doing a lot of sewing in the last 2 weeks, other than this beautiful Emmy shirt. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of the end of this video. If you don't really know what Seamwork is, I do have the just Seamwork video, and then I also have the sewing pattern subscription video, and I will link those both down in the description box. I'm curious to know what you think of Seamwork, if you're a member, how you feel about them, if you use a lot of their patterns, all of those things. So you can leave me a comment and let me know that. I also want to let you know that next week is going to be kind of a big video for me. I'm really nervous about it. Talk about the future of my channel and what's going to be happening around here. So if you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this content, please give this video a thumbs up so other people can find it easier. My channel's kind of been struggling lately. So if you could just take 1 second, hit the thumbs up button, it would really help. So that being said, I am excitedly nervous to see you next week and let you know kind of what's going on, and the big reveal, I guess. We'll put it that way. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in that next one. Bye.